So happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. So many faces on tonight. I'm super excited, you guys, to have this guest speaker take the mic. She's not so much of a guest. We all know and love her to freaking death. But it's just fun to have new energy and new voices on our team call. So I'm very honored that Sarah said yes to speaking to you guys tonight. I am going to share a couple of announcements, introduce her, and then we're going to kind of kick it off. So obviously, we're on this call. Most of you guys are on this call because of Team Cup, and the title of it was Team Cup Tips, right? From a top Team Cup team. So obviously, we know that Team Cup month is coming. That's announcement number one. This is the final week to register. So if you're already on a team, then make sure that the team you're on is registered. Number two, if you are not registered yet and you're still making your team, continue to reach out on the team page, of course, right? If you feel like you're homeless or you have spaces to fill, make sure that you're like a broken record on the team page about that, but also seek out one-on-one. A lot of times the people that end up on my Team Cup team are not because I make a giant post or announcement about it. It's actually because I reach out one-on-one and tell that person what I see in them and tell that person why I want to work with them, right? And so you guys can do the same thing. So if you're looking for teammates, there are plenty of people on our team, but also in the Beachbody community in general. You can always go to the Beachbody Champions page. I'm sure that there is a post over there, I guarantee you, that's a matchmaking 101 for Team Cup teams. So go over there and see if you can find people if you are still with holes in your team. Don't let that be the reason why you don't register. Yeah, is basically what I'm saying. To go along with that, you guys, is February Team Challenge. And so on the team page, I posted about February Team Challenge. And if you're like, I'm kind of new here, all this stuff just doesn't make sense to me, they're both the same thing. Except last week's call that I did on February Team Challenge, and I talked about the little workbook you're going to get from us real soon. I kind of broke down what the team challenge is, and it's really just the actions that you take that will get you to the shiny Team Cup results, right? So if you're looking for shiny results in February, then February Team Challenge is really fun because you can leverage your actions and your behaviors and the things you can control so that you get to the end of the month and you feel like all that work was for something, right? And you get that prize you're searching for. Book club is wrapping up this week with Limitless, and I wanted to announce our February book club. I don't have any slides or anything tonight, so I'm just holding it up. We are going to read Badass Habits by Jen Sincero. It is the next one in her badassery library, if you will. And so this is going to kick off for February. It'll probably, honestly, go into March a little bit because February is a shorter month, all the things, right? And I never want to rush and cramp us. And I know that February with Team Cup happening, it can feel sometimes like there's just a lot of stuff. And one thing we're going to learn tonight is that I don't want you to go so hard in February that you have nothing left in the tank for March, right? Team Cup month is every month. Truthfully, I live my life and my business as if every month is Team Cup month. It's just more fun this month because we get to get together in little teams, right? So I want to make sure that I'm not stretching you super thin in February. So that's going to be more of like a February, March kind of book club. But just get your hands on that ASAP, and I will announce it also on the team page too. I wanted to pause too, you guys. I don't know if you know, but this weekend coming up, there's a huge event happening that Beachbody has every year. It's called New Leader Conference, or NLC, and it is for coaches who are newer in the rungs of leadership in the network. And our team has never had anybody attend the event other than myself. And this year, for the first time, you guys, I'm so excited. Kristen and Amanda, they are, yes, they are going to be going to, well, they're not going to that event. Womp womp. The event is virtual this year, but they earned it, you guys. And so like, let's give some like virtual silent cheers for them right now, because that is not an easy ticket to earn, but it is truthfully like hands down, maybe one of the best events that Beachbody puts on. And I can't even imagine how amazing it's going to be virtual, because they just, Beachbody takes care of its people. I know that much. I know that much. And this event is just the thing that it catapulted my business forward, and I know the same is true for these ladies. So they're going to be also taking the mic after the event and sharing with us some things coming in the pipeline. I can't wait, but I'm just like living like with you guys this weekend. So excited for you and love you guys so much and so proud of you. I just wanted to make sure we shouted you out. Tonight, y'all are in for a real treat. She might already be drinking. I don't know. Exactly. So you never can, I don't know, you guys, this was a gamble for me to ask her to take the mic because sometimes with Sarah, you just don't know, okay? You don't know what you're gonna get. But Sarah, let me tell you a little bit about Sarah. So Sarah decided to host her own Team Cup team this last August. Team Cup is something that happens twice a year. And so last August, she decided that she was going to host and lead her own team for the first time. She had been on Team Cups before with other people and felt this pull that it was like her time to take her people with her. And take her people with her, she freaking did. You guys, she not only, she ranked advanced to Diamond that month. I believe 3 of your teammates rank advanced to Emerald during that month. Maybe 2, 3. Yeah, and one of them halfway. Okay, so everyone grew their team on her Team Cup team. They didn't just finish top in the region. They were number 14 in their region, you guys, and number 112 out of the entire network. And the network has over 400,000 coaches in it, you guys. 112. Like, whew, it was pretty cool to watch them just all month long chip away. And so I had to make sure that when this time came for us to get ready for Team Cup again, that we leaned on her and just her leadership and just her experience in general. So tonight is going to have so many golden nuggets. I hope you've got your pens, pencils, paper, whatever you like to take notes with out, because there's literally going to be so much gold tonight. Sarah, do you want to just kick it off right into it, or do you want to talk for a second before we dive into your?
I am flexible, girl. You just tell me what we want to do. We can dive in or we can talk. I'm just here for it. The fact that you put me, when you said I'm hitting record, I was like, what's going on? Never record me.
We're gonna be too famous, you guys. So Sarah, so last week, Sarah and I got to sit down and kind of have like a little chit chat about all this stuff. And so we're going to go back and forth a little bit. She's going to talk, and then I'm going to, maybe set her up to knock out the next point that she wants to talk about. But the first thing that we talked about last week was that really this whole idea of being new to leading a Team Cup team. And just kind of being a little bit nervous. And so she's going to tell you a lot about that. But one of the first things she did was she asked herself, what can I leverage? What can I leverage? So I'm going to let you, Sarah, kind of take it away with that topic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Brittany was being extremely nice when she said that. It was not so much of a, hey, I think I would like to lead my own Team Cup team. It was more of a, hey, all my girls want to do it. And Brittany was like, you got it. And I just said, and I see little kids running around, so I'm going to keep it, G-rated tonight. So, yeah, I just kind of went into a slight panic mode and thought that was not at all where I was going with that comment, but sure. And so one of the first things I wanted to do was after having a mild heart attack is I needed to figure out how I was going to be the leader that they needed, where they could mimic what I was doing. And so I kind of went back to basics. And the first thing I did was I went back to the why people join Beachbody. Why do people become a coach? Why do these ladies say yes to being on Team Cup? Because I'll be honest with you, when I reached out to them and said, hey, do y'all want to do Team Cup with me? And I felt like a straight up idiot, y'all, because I've done Team Cup before, but I've been with like Brittany and Leia and Chris and just been like, whatever y'all tell me to do, I'll do it, And so now all of a sudden for me to be that person, I had no earthly idea what I was doing. So I started asking people on Team Kerosene, why did you say yes to either me or another coach on the team? Why did you get involved with Beachbody? I started asking my coaches, why did you want to become a coach? Why did you say yes to the coach? And you'll get different answers. You'll have some that'll just say, I just wanted a discount. And then you'll have some that say, I wanted the discount. If I can pay for my products, awesome. And so it varied. But what it consistently came back to is they needed that sisterhood and that connection, especially those who joined us during the initial wave of COVID, because they weren't getting to have that connection anywhere else. So I really sat down and started being very intentional with things I said on Instagram and on Facebook around why people committed to this. So when I went back through my stories and my post, every one of my posts and stories in August had to do with reasons why coaches or challengers had committed to Beachbody. And so I used that, and I pushed my girls to use that, and I pushed them first to ask themselves, why did they join? And they crafted a post around that. And then I pushed them to ask other people why they joined, or even to the extent of why would you join? Like, for those that say, well, I can't really join because of the money. Well, if you had the money, why would you join Team Kerosene? Why would you join me as a challenger? And so I really pushed being very intentional with our post from the get-go, and the why to everyone on Team Kerosene, and why they're involved.
I love that. You guys, if you caught the other week, Sarah came to Inspire Beauty. She also did it on her Team Kerosene page too, but she also came into Inspire Beauty and asked you, she took a poll on the team page. If you haven't seen it, maybe search for that. But asking the same question, she did that on purpose, because already we want your wheels to be turning. What made you say yes? And there are other people out there just like you who are waiting to say their yes, but almost need to feel like they can see themselves in your story, right? First. And so by going out there and taking posts that kind of capitalize on our testimonies, on our whys, why we started, why we said yes, what we love about this, what keeps us going, it's really powerful. So I love that. Sarah, the next thing that we talked about, actually, did you want to, are you good on that one, or did you want to have them take a second?
No, I think I'm good on that one. I think I'm good on that one.
Okay, cool. So Sarah and I, as we were talking, one of the biggest things, and she said it just a second ago a little bit, but she realized that she was doing something that she had never done before. Leading this Team Cup team was out of her wheelhouse of, I've done this before, I got this, here we go, right? It was fresh, it was new. And so how many people are like in a position where something in your business or fitness or whatever, I don't know if you started phase 2 today like I did, maybe that, maybe Tabata cardio in phase 2, I don't know. But is there something that just feels new and uncomfortable and unknown to you? Anyone in the house tonight? Yeah, all day, every day over here, you guys. But like, that's what's growing us, and that's what's stretching us. And that's what, I love when I read Olivia's post. She talks a lot lately about the future version of herself thanking her. And that's that future version of you is going to be so grateful that you didn't allow those things to stop you, the fear, right? And so Sarah's talked quite a bit about that. But what she realized with this leadership, you guys, it's so good, that it came back to her, that she had to do a quick gut check at how am I posting? How am I showing up? What am I asking them to do? And am I doing it too? Because we know the mantra, right? It starts with me. And so she said that she became hyper aware and intentional because she realized that other people all of a sudden were counting on her. And I want you guys all to remember that you don't have to be in a position like Sarah, where you think people are counting on, where you have to be like the leader of the Team Cup, right? In order to know that people are counting on you. People are counting on you just because you said yes to joining the Team Cup, yeah? It doesn't matter if you said yes to your coach and you didn't actually enroll anybody and register the team. You saying yes to Team Cup, that's your leadership. So now there's 4 other people counting on you. Right? And we're going to get to that in a little bit, but Sarah, talk to us about what that thing was that when you realized, oh my gosh, I got to actually do an inventory of my own self first. What was that for you?
Well, the inventory, I will be honest, was not very good. It was not very good because I realized that I was, honestly, I'll just be straight up honest with y'all. I felt a little bit like a hypocrite because I was the poster child for the workouts. I was not the poster child for Shakeology. I was not the poster child for showing up to power hours. I was not the poster child for inviting. So that was kind of a really hard look. And then I felt very ill-equipped to lead these ladies in Team Cup. And I will say this, and I know we'll talk about this a little later, but the way I'm approaching Team Cup this time is 1,000 times different because I'm not approaching it as I'm the leader of the Team Cup team. And it comes from a lot of the stuff that I learned during the previous Team Cup. But one of the first things I did was I sat down and I said, okay, if I'm leading them, I have to show them, I have to model for them. And I know we have a ton of teachers and former teachers, but you can't ask your students to do things that you're not going to model for them. So you can't say, don't ever touch your cell phone, and then you stand up there and be on Facebook all day. So I knew I needed to model for them what I expected of them, because they'll do 20 to 30% of what you're doing. So if you're only modeling 20, 30% of, your ability, then you're not going to get very much from them. So the first thing I did was I actually sat down and kind of constructed a list of my non-negotiables for Team Cup Month, things that I was going to commit to doing every single day, modeling that, let them see me doing it. Because, like we all know, if you don't document it, heck, fire, it ain't going to happen. So you got to model it and let them see that you're doing it. So I started making a list, things that I needed to do every single day. And that list actually turned into a Dear Sister letter that I sent out to my team. I did not expect any response. I didn't expect any feedback. I didn't expect anything. It was strictly just a Dear Sister letter to them saying, in Team Cup, I'm going to commit to doing this for you. I'm going to commit to posting. I'm going to commit to inviting. I'm going to commit to working out every day. I'm going to commit to doing my Energize. I'm going to commit to sending you any resources that I can get my hands on legally and illegally. I will send you everything I can to give you everything that I possibly can to help you be successful. And so again, it was not a gotcha. It was not a, like, I expect this of you too. It was just a, here's what I'm expecting of myself for you. And I just want you to be aware. And if you see me not doing it, I want you to call my butt on it. Like, I want you to check me out and say, no, you said you were going to post. I haven't seen anything today. Where are you at? So I will tell you this, my girls were really good at calling me out. They did not hesitate for 1 second to say, you said you were going to send us a script. It's now been 24 hours. Where are you at? So it started off as just a kind of a gut check for me, and it led into a Dear Sister letter that I compiled and sent out to them as just basically a documented commitment and gut check for me to show up every single day for them to be successful. So that was one of my initial go-to things for them.
Sarah, what were some of the things that you put on your commitment letter in August? And talk to us, is there anything new that you're going to add or edit for February?
I'm definitely adding. One of the things I'm adding without a doubt is Shakeology. If you've been watching my stories or you're in Bog Group, you'll notice that my Shakeologies have got a little fun because I had to find something that worked for me, y'all. I was not all about the Shakeology. When I first started Beachbody, every single day I was with Shakeology. And then it fell off. And honestly, I canceled my subscription. I was not drinking it. I wasn't all about the Shakeology. So that is definitely something I'm adding because I have learned physically I have to have it in my life. Also, I can't talk about how good it is for you if I'm not doing it. So that's definitely being added. One thing that I know I can tweak a little bit is I feel like we do have so many good resources at our disposal. Thanks to Brittany and all of you on Team Kerosene, we can pull stuff. So I'm kind of tweaking my wording where I'm going to put a lot of resources on our Team Kerosene leaders page under units where they can go and find things. So some tweaking of things, adding Shakeology. I mean, my workouts were already there, so I'm keeping that. I think that's crucial. Using my pre and post workout drinks, posting daily. One thing I am adding about my post is being very intentional. And I'm going to add, I haven't quite got the wording down just yet, but I want to list some things about ways we can be intentional in something that just hits you that day, intentional in maybe a focus on your workout, doing an extra rep, going a pound heavier, things like that. So I want some wording in there around ways to be more intentional instead of just saying be intentional with your post. So I'm going to tweak that a little bit to add, but definitely adding some Shakeology and things that now are daily non-negotiables in my life. I did not have anything about personal development self-care. I had nothing in there about that. That will definitely be added, because if I'm not mentally in a good place, if my body's not in a good place, I can't do for them what I'm needing to do. So definitely adding that. One of the biggest shifts though we are making is that, um, other than me signing us up, there's no leader on this team this go round. We are all leaders, and everyone's going to contribute, share scripts, share posts, share graphics, share things like that. So it's not, hey, let's sit back and wait for Sarah to send us something. It's all hands on deck, everyone contributing, because last time it was a lot of me pushing all that out, and you saw what we did doing that. And so I've just stressed to them, like, if we can do that with just me pushing it out, I'm very excited to see what we'll do with all hands on deck, pushing as a leader in the team.
I love it. And you guys, what I love is her vulnerability by saying to them, like, listen, I've never led a Team Cup team, so I'm just going to tell you this is my commitment. By being vulnerable, that allowed them to build trust as a team, which then allowed them to be able to come in and say, okay, Sarah, you said you were going to do this, but you didn't do this, right? And so to have that open communication and trust is so important. And it doesn't have to, like Sarah said, just come from one person. Everyone can rise to the occasion and step in to their own voice of leadership within your own little pod. So Sarah, let's merge then into what happens, because this is inevitable. And I think you experienced it yourself too. I mean, you guys you did great, but there's always a messy middle in any journey, right? And for you, I know you had to navigate teammates feeling like they weren't measuring up to the other teammates. Maybe this idea of comparison between, this person has already sold this many challenge packs and I'm over here and I've only done this. Talk us through how you handled and navigated some of that messy middle in August, and help us see how we can help our coaches, but also help ourselves if we're experiencing that too.
Yeah, that one, I'll be honest with you guys, that was the hardest part of Team Cup, was when you have someone on your team that doesn't feel adequate to the other teammates. And, and then you start feeling bad for celebrating, my own rank advancement, celebrating other people's rank advancements. And so she and I had several one-on-one meetings. I realized very quickly where I needed to shift my focus. And I'll be honest, just what worked for us and the reason why this girl is still a coach for me. And this girl was the first one to commit to doing Team Cup with me this go round, was because she got so fixated on Team Cup that she forgot all about her why. And I flat out asked her. She would get very mad at me because we'd get on a call and I'd say, tell me what's going on. And she would break down. And I just told her, I said, first of all, pretty sure you did not say yes to being a coach, and with the intention of rocking Team Cup. I don't think any of us on here can say I joined Beachbody to do well at Team Cup. I don't know about y'all. I didn't know what the crap Team Cup was until several months in. And then Brittany was like, hey, we got Team Cup. And I'm like, what the hell? So I just jumped on, but had no clue what I was doing. I think Leia and I, several times she'd have to call me and say, you don't have any points. And I'm like, I don't know what points are. Like, what's happening? It was just awful. So she and I had to have long conversations about Team Cup, and Team Cup points is not why you're on here. And I really, really stressed to her that she met my expectations just by being on the team. Because if she had said no, I didn't have enough for a team. So we couldn't have gotten to where we had gotten without her being on there. And I told her, I said, why did you sign up for Beachbody? And she said, it was funny. She had to actually hang up, call me back. And she said, I signed up because I just wanted to feel better. I wanted to like myself again. And I said, take away Team Cup. Do you like yourself? And she said, yeah, I love how I feel during my workouts. I love how I feel with the encouragement from these other girls, because I'll be honest, she doesn't get it at home. And I said, then that's the win. Like, who cares about now? Great. It's awesome to rock Team Cup and get your stuff. That's great. But that's not the whole thing. And so she and I had to sit back down, and I'll tell you this, her why at that point was not her why when she signed up. So I made her sit down and I said, I want you to write out your why. And then I said, I want you to post it. I want you to put it out there, show everybody why you're still doing this. Even though nobody's biting, nobody's buying what you're selling, nobody's getting on board, I want you to reconstruct your why, and I want you to post it, because you all know if it ain't on Instagram or Facebook, it don't happen. So you got to put it out there. So I made her kind of because you guys, I'll be honest, you're going to get sucked in. You're going to get sucked into Team Cup, and oh my God, that team's ahead of us, and oh my gosh, Brittany's got more points than I do. And dang that Annie, why is she over there looking all cute and getting all the daggone points? Share the love, and I know, girl, you just adorable. So yeah, I mean, you get sucked in, and it's hard not to, because I'll be honest, I was in there like just balls to the freaking wall. And I don't even remember who it was messaged me and was like, oh my God, you hit SE16. And I'm like, when, where, who saw that, and I had no clue. But you get sucked into it. And it's hard when it's you. It's hard when it's one of your very dear friends that's a coach. It's hard to sit back and say, I know you're not there. I know you feel like you're letting everyone down, but without you saying yes, we wouldn't have had a team. None of us would have done this without you saying yes. So I think when that happens, guys, you got to go back to why. And I will say this, she got a lot of interest. Now, she did not get any challenge pack sold, but she got a lot of interest that she still has conversations with after she reposted her new why and why she was still involved in this. So I think when things like that happen, and we've all been there, slow months, you don't get any SC points, we've all been there. And I think when you get there, you just have to go back and say, what is my why? And if it's different, it's different. You're just in a different season, and that's okay. But as long as you know what that is and you own that, and that drives your post, that drives your intention in your workout, then you're being successful. You're being successful. So we had to go back to the drawing board and go back to the basics of, we didn't join Beachbody for Team Cup. We joined Beachbody for so many other different reasons that have nothing to do with SC points, nothing to do with volume, has everything to do with how we feel when we're doing the daily non-negotiables. So my advice, if it's a member of your team, make them go back and reconstruct their why. And guys, that's going to be solid gold. Put it out there. Let people know why you're not getting out of their face, why you're still there. Because when you do that, I think people really buy in, and they feel how good you feel, and the fact that you're still there pushing. Just people can't help but want to be a part of that. So that's kind of my advice, if that's you or if that's a member of your team.
I love that. Did you want to, I highlighted and kind of jotted down in my notes this whole idea of why did you sign up for Team Cup? Did you want to park there any longer, or are you good on that one?
Yeah, I think we should maybe just maybe take a moment. I think when you're thinking about your why, and it doesn't have to be a beautifully constructed post, I think when you're thinking about your why right now, you need to consider, one, why did you become, and not even why did you become a coach? Maybe why are you still a coach today? Why are you still in this? And then why did you say yes to Team Cup? Because I think you'll be surprised that they may not be that different. I would say for me, mine was not that different. My why, I said yes to Team Cup, and my why, I'm still a coach. Mine was very similar. So that would kind of be my challenge if we want to park here for just a minute. Is your why you are still a coach today? Or if you're a new coach, why you became a coach? And then also why you said yes to Team Cup.
So as she was talking, drop those in the chat. Why, what was your original why? Why did you sign up? Drop some of these in the chat so we can kind of see. I'm sure that they're very similar to each other, as well as why did you sign up for Team Cup? What about that made you say yes? And see if they have some commonalities. What's so cool is I'm seeing so many people's original reasons are centered around their health goals. And the coolest part is a lot of your reasons for Team Cup are centered around building a business, which essentially means you just want other people to get the kind of results you've gotten, right? At its most basic level, you want to pay it forward. It's like somebody bought my coffee at Starbucks, so I thought it'd be cool to buy the person behind me. Right. It just becomes like that. And I that's kind of something I'm seeing here. And what I'm kind of loving about a lot of your starts were in the health way, we're in the health realm, right? And then now it's like, okay, and I can also do this as a business and help other people feel better about themselves the way I did. I love that. Okay, Sarah, I think we're getting close to the end here. Yeah. Okay. I want to come back a little bit though, because Sarah said something very, and I can do this because I love Sarah and Sarah loves me. So I can do this for her. No, she's got some tough skin, that Sarah girl. So while we were having our chat last week about this, she said something real small in passing, and I let her keep talking. And then she finished, and I said, "I want to go back to that one thing you just said." And she said, "I wish every month was Team Cup month." Yeah, I know she loves it. And I said, "Sarah, tell me about your commitment letter again." And some of the things on her commitment letter that she originally had said to me that I jotted down was checking in daily, so consistent check-ins. I said, should you, like, if you're a successful coach, a successful Beachbody coach, do they check in daily in Team Cup month or in every month? She said, every month. Okay. She said she wanted to track her nose. And we'll talk about that in our Team Cup pods. We'll talk about going for no and tracking your nose. And like, let's get excited about hearing no, because that means that you're getting closer to the next person saying yes, right? And so her commitment was tracking no's. And I said, is Team Cup month the only month you can track no's, or is that something like a successful coach could do all the time? All the time. Working out daily, drinking her Shakeology, and checking in and giving like her teammates weekly, action steps like scripts and kind of like to-dos, go try this, go post this, little challenges. I said, are those working out, shake, checking in with your team and your community, is that something you only do in Team Cup month, or is that an every, and you guys get it, right? You get the point. It's an every month thing. Well, the reason I bring this up is Sarah had a phenomenal August, the highest month that she's ever had as a Team Beachbody coach, and also achieved a rank that she thought, truthfully, I don't think she thought she could ever hit. And then she did, and she's this diamond coach, and she's like over the moon proud of herself, right? And is growing this incredible team with Team Kerosene under her leadership. And it started with this Team Cup month. But Sarah's a teacher, and we've got so many teachers on here who, you guys are doing incredible work, and I don't even know how you're doing all of the things you're doing and still here present on these calls on Monday nights. It's just an insane time to be a teacher, I believe. And so Sarah hit that same wall that all of you guys hit in September and October and whatnot, just with going back to school and then virtual and then not virtual and then here and then there and whatever. And Sarah's okay with me sharing this. Sarah fell off. Yeah. And so Sarah, I want you to kind of wrap this up tonight. And I want you to talk about what consistency can look like in different seasons, what it's looking like for you now, what your commitment. I know in January you recommitted to your business again, and I just want you to talk on that for a second, because every month can absolutely be Team Cup month, and I don't want you to push so hard in February that you have nothing left in the tank in March. Talk to us for a second about that.
First of all, I would just like to say, the moment I said that about every month being team, I felt like I had walked into a daggum trap. I felt like I had walked in, there stood the firing squad, and I was just about to take it. I was just about to take it good and dirty. And I was waiting. Oh, I was waiting. And Brittany started firing off, and I'm sitting there like the scolded kid in school. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But Brittany knows she can throw some tough love at me, and I'll take it and roll with it. So August was fire. I don't think I caught my breath. And August came to an end, and that adrenaline just was pumping. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then September 1st hit. And I'll be honest, I literally just sat back and was like, oh shit, we just did it. We just did it. Like we crushed it. Here we are. I'm sitting at Diamond. 3 of my girls are sitting at Emerald. It just all my girls got on the SC board that month. Team Kerosene just I know I made the comment after when we talked on the team call after that, and I said, Team Kerosene, if y'all don't realize, guys, we're like crabs. You know, you may not always see us up in your face, but you always feel our presence. We're always gonna be there. You know what I mean? And so, and they don't mind. They know I refer to us as crabs. But I literally hit September and I thought, I am stinking proud of us. Like, well, here we are and we've crushed it. We've set the bar high and school started back. And for those of you that don't know, yeah, Leah, you know, I got to we got to get shirts. Team Kerosene's crabs of your life. But I'm actually a full-time supervisor in our district, and we could not fill a high school teaching position. So I'm actually teaching full-time high school English, junior and sophomore English, and also doing my supervisor duties right now. So till the end of school. And that started up, and I had kids in class, kids on virtual, and I just stopped. I just literally stopped. I fell off. I wasn't posting. My girls weren't posting because, guys, what you do, they'll follow suit. And so I backed off. They knew that, you know, things were happening. A lot of them are teachers, nurses, things like that. And things just kind of hit us. And we stepped back and we fell off the map. You know, they say you rise real quick and you fall even quicker. And we definitely did that. And it was not a fun feeling, but it was one of those kind of, I was just sitting saying, I don't know what I can do about it, because right now I can't keep my head above water, let alone anyone else's. And I remember I had a one-on-one with Brittany, and I actually reached out to her and said, hey, is there any way we could talk? And I was talking to Brittany, and she's amazing. If you don't do one-on-ones with her, please do it. Now she might, you know, give you some things you don't really want to hear, and it might kind of, you know, sting going down. You might have to wiggle a little bit, but you can take it. You're, you know, y'all big girls, put on your big girl panties. And so she was telling me, and I was going off, and I was like, I'm teaching full time, and I've got all my supervisor jobs, and we're getting monitored this year by the State Department, because that makes sense, right? Let's monitor districts during a pandemic. And I'm sitting here just going off. And I said, all I can do right now is do my workouts daily. That's literally all I have control of. And Brittany said something to me that is the only reason why I recommitted in January. She said, you are in a season of you. You're in a season where you can show up for you right now. And that's all you can do. And that's okay. All of you are going to, maybe you're in that season right now. Maybe you've been in that season recently. Maybe you're fixing to go into that season. I did not think, guys, back in March, I was going to go into that season, and I did. Hold on just one second for me, guys. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so it was just, you know, it was just that kind of a season where it was just a little bit, you know, overwhelming for everybody involved. So we took that step back, and you know, kind of now moving forward, you know, with January, we're kind of starting to get like our feet back under us, I think, a lot of us. And so I think that has helped us with our momentum. But I think the biggest thing is you have to realize like kind of where you're at the moment and what you're capable of doing, and just handle what you can control. And then, you know, what you can't, you just kind of have to figure out how to kind of, I hate to say it, let it go, but let it go. And then find out what you can control and move forward with that.
I love that. And I love that, you know, we all go through different seasons, you guys, in your business. You will go through seasons where you are on the freaking top of a mountain, just riding it dirty. Like, it's amazing, right? And then you will be down in the valley again. And then you'll be back up in the mountain, and then you'll be down in the valley. And my only wish and my only desire for you is that you never, ever, ever camp out at one or the other. You never camp out at the top of that mountain and just think you've made it. because you haven't. There are more mountains to climb, and you never get down back to that valley and set up camp there and say, I'm done, right? Because you can just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and sure enough, slowly but surely, right, you'll find the next mountain to climb. And I love that because, Sarah, you maintained what you could maintain in that season, which has allowed you to come back into January just building upon that consistency, right? Rather than having to figure everything else out like from scratch, right? You kept that maintenance right here. I love that. I love that. Guys, that's really it, right, Sarah? That's what we got. Yeah, we did it, girl. If you guys, what questions do you have for Sarah specifically about Team Cup that maybe she didn't address yet about their success in August? You guys can unmute or drop them in the chat.
Sarah, what advice would you give to any coach to build their community? I know you have your community because you have a fitness background, you taught classes, but maybe some of the gals on your team did not have that. How did you help them branch out to expand their network, not just their warm market, but to talk to others and get over that fear maybe?
I think for a lot of them, it had to do with just the support. They know people that don't have that support. And when you can offer that, especially if you can give them a sneak peek of what it looks like, I think that's insanely helpful for people. So, you know, that kind of a background or not, I think if you can just show them that support, you can give them that kind of a support. I think that's really huge because there's people out there that you need that community. They need that support, especially right now with everything going on.
Sarah, when you like shared resources and stuff, were you guys in like your own message pod, or was that something that you just kind of like shared to Team Kerosene in general?
No, that was an actual message group, and we actually did it only in Instagram because one of them was only an Instagram user. So yeah, we just had a message. Now I do have a leader page. Y'all can totally keep talking because I'm sitting here looking. My dog has had an upset stomach all day, and I'm sitting here looking at a mess he has made that I really don't want to clean up. So just saying.
Awesome. Well, it doesn't look like we have any more questions tonight, guys. If you have questions for Sarah as the month rolls on, I mean, you know where to find her, of course. I love the Instagram idea for message thread. That's actually where, from your leadership, Sarah, that's where I've taken mine in the Team Cup months following you. And I think it works. It's fun there because that's really where a lot of us are active on our stories, especially. So it connects our team to kind of be more present on that platform together. So our Team Cup thread is also on Instagram. I love that you mentioned that. All right.